you take away as much as possible, then the next rotation, level 3, level 4, that's when you go full ham invade and take more from the nerd side itself. But this BTR lineup is really playing towards their timers here. They need this Ukkyo Tachibana to find the most value in this early game.
Alright, we'll take a look at this particular draft. This is game number 1. Is it expensive? Yes, it is pretty expensive for both these teams, but it really comes down to the execution. How much of a difference, how much of your jungle can you save from one another?
Time to find out, kid, as we head on towards the Gorge. This is series number 2, day 6, and the first knockout stage of the KIC2025. Blue side, Nova Esports. Red side, Bigetron by Vitality. Casters, take it away.
This is the MKL, second place going against the first place of the IKL in the second match of the day. I mean, this is looking to perform, or at least try and sort of test the limits of BTR.
Alright, we'll see the Leaping Savior for the side of New. They want to be able to sustain against this wave clear here. Wendy already doing a good job, along with the help of Wave Clear as well, which means this early game rotation is going to be of benefit to the side of Nova.
Early game rotation, the benefit to Nova, but obviously down to the bot side of the map, that 1v1 matchup between the Chano and the Lung, obviously it's going to be favouring of Muchi here as well, just obviously popping down those Spirit Wolves. Going to just constantly do a lot of damage onto Zan down to the bot side of the map.
Yeah, and it really comes down to how many camps can you steal, right? Because at this point, the slightest of differences matter, especially when you're playing at the top tier. Looks like the top side, it's not going to be the case.
Tufts, he was part of the head-to-head, and obviously it's going to be Schwan who gets the first blood.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you want in teamfights, right? Always make it an unfair advantage. Now, Wendy did have to sacrifice his mid lane for a little bit, but he should be able to rotate straight back into it. He did lose just one minion in the middle, but it's fine.
1 minion in the middle for the actual bonus of gold over the first blood. I think I'll take that any day here for the side of Nova Esports, as they're obviously kind of trying to put the pressure in top side of the map here as well. But the wave clear into this mid lane is just so monstrous.
Yeah, and the gold sharing here is much more valuable for the side of Nova, right? They have 3 members. Here comes the Skyfall. Let's see what they do with this.
Yep, Skyfall onto Tufts once again, just pushing him away. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just like, hey, just make sure you're aware that we have 2 of those, and we can go elsewhere.
Yep, right now.
Oh my goodness.
Nice stealth. So we'll take a look at the rest of the Gorge at this moment. I think Xuan did a great job of holding his own against Tufzy at this point, and he does have the level EXP advantage. So this is going to be a little bit of a concern for the side of BTR.
BTR here, obviously you can see the John Q just trying to get the access onto either Wendy. Trying to get the stun off. There he does, he gets it, but there's no real follow-up there, unfortunately. So you gotta kind of hope that somebody's always gonna be trailing behind John Q to get that damage off onto those squishy heroes.
Yeah. So besides the first few kills, the other, win condition I'm kind of looking at is the losing of buffs, right?
Yeah.
Or the acquisition of your opponent's buff. If BTR or Nova lose one set of these buffs, it's going to really cost them, because the timers now would then be known to your opponents, of which you can definitely expect that rotation coming.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, if you're looking at, if anything, the early dictator is going to be the gold lead. And as we can see, it's around about 800 gold lead for the side of Nova for now. But obviously that's going to be at the helm of the rotation of the jungle, ZY, but then also that first blood going over to them as well.
I mean, 1,000 gold at this point for 3 minutes, I think that's a very healthy lead. But the fact that it's Nova, I think that's a big difference here, because look, Nova knows what to do when they have the advantage, and they will really fight you to the sliver of health and make it out alive.
They will try and make it out alive, exactly. I mean, especially when they got like Schwan on the pick of the Byron as well, and obviously CUI onto the Nerdser. That's all the front line you need onto the side of Nova Esports. And then all you really got to do is just hope that Muchi and Wendy have strong positioning within those team fights to do the damage that they need to do.
I mean, for now, Nova has been taking great care of both Xuan as well as Waypit, right? The only member I feel like it will be under consistent threat is the life of Wendy. Because for now, he's trying his best to share the gold with CY. It's working out well. And we'll see, this 4-minute mark, which is going to approach in 10 seconds time, you'll see the difference maker again.
Exactly. Ormson does have his ultimate and actually has the Unbridled Outburst stored up as well. He has got the stun. So maybe with the Stampede, get the stun onto Wendy, then obviously John Q comes through as well. I mean, these are all potential setups for these one-off pickups onto the side of Nova Esports, but just throwing out those blocks there, doing a lot of damage, but we Schwan into the back line, just trying to force Yang Jian out of this one. Tufts is definitely putting on the heat.
They need to to be really careful, Thompson.
Okay, Unbridled Burst is able to catch the Tyrant. Nice play, nice setup there from the side of BTR.
Right, beautiful work. They have the first blood Nova, but BTR gets the first Tyrant of the game. Now it's about conversion. What can you do with the Tyrant buff, which allows you more fighting powers, more fighting power?
Well, maybe those 1v1 pickups that obviously we've seen time and time again so far within this match from Jiangqiu, they might be just a little bit more executable, right? If you've got increased damage from that Tyrant, it's going to make it a little bit more easier for you.
And Jiangqiu is going for a very nice build here. X of Torment. This is going to be doubled up by Zan as well. So Armor Pierce is going to be a true value because you want to deal the Armor Burst against CY, who is already very tanky.
Oh, absolutely. CY is a huge tank. We've seen it time and time again, right? Especially if you then build into the Blood Rage as well. But seems to be a bit of a push onto the T1 down to the bot side of the map. You see Wave Pit and Xuan in the wings. But BTR was able to clear out that minion wave, so no push for yet, but they might be able to steal away this Spike Tail.
Numbers advantage coming in true value for the start of Nova, right? And the fact that they have taken quite a bit of a couple of hits saying,
oh no! There it is, the shove onto Neil, completely getting rid of that Destructive Deluge.
Yep, big kill. I mean, this is going to be a very low kill at the start, but Xuan, he just wants to make sure that his presence is known because they want that pullback.
Keep him in check there. It's going to be Xuan just trying to make sure that Jiangqiu doesn't get into that T1 territory there, but there it is. Nova gets the first. Tufts trying to get it top side of the map as well there. It's going to be the Spriteling gets taken out and teleported to Tufts.
That is a nice aggressive play and advantageous play for the side of Nova. Right now, Tuftsy, I don't think he wants to approach this. CY is really hard to deal with. And if you get locked up by Wendy, it's not going to be a pretty sight.
Oh, absolutely. Wendy is going to be the kind of late game assurance as well with Muji here. Just that late game damage can be absolutely detrimental to the side of BTR, especially when they're still trailing behind with that 1.2k gold lead.
So with that being said, I'm curious about the itemization here. We will have the first core item, the Shadow Ripper, going into the hands of Muji. Once he gets the Eternity Blade, it's going to start getting a little more difficult.
Uh-oh. Yep. Don't follow one for that one. There it is. The Annihilation under the back line of Neo, really getting down that magic damage onto the side of BTR. Put that T1 into the mid lane. Looks like it's going to be the prize pony, and there it is. Waypick getting that last hit onto that one, and then top side of the map, CY using the Skyfall to try and stop the takedown of the T1, but BTR getting away.
I mean, the cost is well worth it for the side of Nova, right? You take a T1 in the mid, which opens up both sets of junglers. Jungle buffs on the side of BTR. Right now, Xuan able to hold his own against Tuftsy because the rest of the team is here to back him up. Not only that, they're going to open up the Fire Peak as well, so maximum value extracted in terms of farm and EXP.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, that's the proficiency of Nova as a team, right? They definitely make the most out of all these mini skirmishes when they get the takedown onto like the likes of Neil. They make sure they're getting a little bit more, right? They are looking for every drop that you aren't willing to give to them, but now there it is. Xuan just tries to get that by forcing the flash onto Tuftsy. That's going to be a hard engage for him. There is the Unbridled Outburst onto Wave Pit, but that's going to be enough time for them to get the takedown onto Tufts, but they do trade Muji. They got to be careful. Maybe Wendy is going to be the carry of this one.
Yeah, it looks like it, right? Because right now he's already well on his way to the core itemization level 10 and the emergence for that super quick rotation as well. Nova are doing everything right.
Yes, Nova are doing everything right. I mean, the one thing they are doing right here as well is the fact that they're taking away these Azure Golems as well. So any of these jungle camps is going to be a bonus, but the biggest thing for them is taking away that Azure Golem, especially onto Jiangqiu's Ukyo Tachibana.
They're gonna go again.
Ooh, they didn't get that one. They didn't get the Crimson. It's fine. It's fine. They got 1 out of 2. It's fine.
I mean, so look at that. Wendy, I think he's just going to be consistently throwing out these annihilations. And that's going to be a lot of value because not only does it offer wave clear at this part of the game, it's going to be life clearing on the side of PTR later on.
Yeah, Wendy's just going to be completely throwing it back into the enemy line, right? Like just throwing every bit of annihilation through, just doing the damage onto the squishy heroes. It's working onto the likes of Neil.
I want to see this mid-lane matchup. Neo obviously is going for the utility mage, but for now it doesn't provide too much value because Nova has had a pretty good Vice Grip and this jump, Tuftsy, he's pretty low.
He's pretty low indeed. He's like around about quarter of a health there. The Annihilation does miss out, but it's going to be still the fall of Tuftsy in top side of the map.
Yep. Nova looking very clean, very clinical at this stage. 5 kills to the 1, mid T2 under pressure as well. There's a healthy wave. They need that wave clear coming in.
They do need that wave clear, but at the same time, who's going to give it to the side of BTR, right? Unless Neil gets obviously the flow inside. it's not going to connect, but you can kind of see here that John Q is just trying to kind of get maybe some pressure created. The Annihilation stops the burn, stops the recall, and now 3 members up to the side of Nova Esports trying to come down, but there it is, the outplay! The emergence comes through, but now he's going to sacrifice Wendy for John Q. As we get into that 10-minute mark, this may be a problem for BTR, and John Q goes down.
I mean, that was the most he could do, right? He bought valuable time, he got the lifesteal, he got the rotation of 4 Nova members as well. And this gives BTR a little bit of a lifeline because Zan now has the space to take the Crimson Golem.
I mean, is it crazy? Is that space really been created here? Because Sia was like, yeah, we saw what you were doing, we know. I mean, is it crazy? Is that space really been created here? Because Sia was like, yeah, we saw what you were doing, we know where you are, now we're trying to just push away your team into the crystal, because now those Tyrants and Overlords, and oh my goodness, what a rampant snipe there from the Annihilation.
Yeah, Nerza has had a great win rate so far in KIC 2025, and that trend is going to continue.
Yeah, it may not be we trend, but it is a trend going through with this KIC 2025. The Nerza pick is just so impressive. Such a huge tanky pick.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's level 14. Zankyu has done well to keep up, but the rest of the team needs to do that as well. The member on the side of BTR, Neil, I'm talking about, he's only level 10. He may not need the gold, but he does need the EXP levels.
He does. He needs that EXP for his, obviously, more damage on his skills as well. But now, just trying to get a bit more push, a little bit more pressure here, where you do see the Radiance being used by Ormson. Is it going to be enough to keep them there? No, it's just a little bit too late here. A bit of a re-engage from Zan, trying to get a tail onto Muchi, but Muchi goes and tries himself into the front line, but it's actually going to be Wendy, Muchi for the trade of Neil. Can they get John here? It's going to be Schwan against John. Gets the takedown as well.
Big win from Nova. They get the T2 at the bottom as well. Now that was a life-saving play, but Ormson, he might not have the same fate.
May not have the same fate. The smite's going to slow him down enough to get that burn over time. And there it is, CY with another kill.
Yeah. Big moments at Skyfall as well.
Skyfall, but it's not going to be yeah, they're just driving John Q into the enemy base.
Look, they have no answer so far for CY, right? And this is a cause for concern because CY hasn't even been forced to use the Blood Rage just yet. Now Xuan doing a very good job of funneling this Crimson Golem to himself. BTR cannot respond in time.
They can't. It's either try and go for the Crimson Golem, which they had no intel on, or kind of just try and get these little bits of gold and jungle resources. But John Q was part of a HOK Nova Esports before CY was included. He's faced his former teammates Schwan and Muchi. The stars have aligned for their reunion, but not only one will rise from the supernova of this clash.
Okay. Stars are definitely aligned for the side of Nova here. Zhang Q facing a lot of difficulty in this match. Ormson needs to get those perfect saves, or maybe even the perfect setup on that Unbridled Outburst. Now, Omden has made the choice to take the stun. So far, they haven't found an opportunity to find maximum value with it yet. And here's a cost. Muchi comes in with the Shadow Overlord.
Yeah, that's scary, right? The fact that Muchi alone can take the Shadow Overlord, but like you were saying there, Orbson, with his stun, hasn't found any kind of value with it, unfortunately. Yes, we're kind of hoping that they was playing from a little bit more of an advantage, because that's where you take the stun, right? Like, if you can rely on your teammates to get the lead, to push front up, then Orbs can just come through and just kind of use that stun to lock down the likes of either Wendy or Muchi. But it's so far a non-starter.
I mean, okay, if you take a look at the previous engages, BTR do have the ability to fight, but they just need a nice setup.
They do. They need a nice setup here, but I mean, who's going to give the setup, right? Like, is it the Unbridled Airburst? Is it the stun from John Q? Or is it the Destructive Deluge that we haven't really seen being thrown out and being maximized here by Neil onto the side of BTR? Is still behind by around about 7k gold right now. It's going to be BTR as they lose their T3 down to the bottom side of the map. And there it is. The Unbridled Airburst catches onto 4. But it is going to be Otops into the back line, trying to put pressure onto Muchi. But now he flies away. Back in. Can he actually get the kill? It looks like it's going to be a no resoundingly here for the side of BTR as they lose one member to none.
They threw everything they had, and look at that, another Annihilation landing down onto the members of BTR. Now they will be successful in dealing with the Shadow Overlord, but Nova have so much more to offer.
They have a lot more hopper to here as well. I mean, pushing these T3s is definitely going to be at the detriment of BTR in this game number 1 right now. It looks like it's going to fall with the help of the Vanguard, and that's it.
Yeah, it's clean so far from Nova. CY has been an absolute menace.
Oh, there it is. CY just trying to lead the charge, trying to shove the members of BTR out of that crystal as they wait for the minions to come through. Vanguard at the crystal right now. Can BTR hold it off? No. Nova takes game 1.
Beautiful work from the side of Nova. This is exactly the kind of crystal clear quality you want to see from the number 2 MKL.